it is still possible to one-cycle grip Chaser with no Chain of Perfection stacks on this build. Yeah, this is the best PvE build in the game. Despite some of the recent changes to PvE, the Godslayer version 4 is still what I consider to be the best PvE build in the game, if you exclude Diluvian builds. So with these recent changes, how does it affect PvE builds as a whole? And more specifically, what does it do to my main PvE build? And can it still one-cycle grip Chaser without extra chain stacks? Well, I mean, if you've watched the intro, you probably know the answer to this. So, starting off, low powers now deal more damage in PvE. This is a pretty simple one, it just makes progging easier. You'll be able to kill things faster at lower powers. But the major one is mantras have much less PvE scaling, meaning that this is an indirect nerf to a lot of pure mages. Although I find that the mantra damage changes aren't too extreme, they just more balance out mages, and require you to actually M1 and parry enemies. M1 scaling has also been increased. As you saw, I killed that Bonekeeper pretty quick despite getting grabbed. So these combined just make PvE significantly more parry and M1 focused, over spamming ranged mantras and letting them do all the damage. Another major change to mantras is they now give decreased Chain of Perfection stacks. According to Punchy's video, who is a Deepwoken mod, so his word is somewhat trustworthy, mantras give about 0.5 Chain of Perfection stacks, or overall about half as much as they did before. This does hurt the damage on my build a little bit, but due to the M1 changes and proficiency buffs, it's pretty fine in the end. So overall, most of these changes have just been directed at making mage builds a lot more balanced, while requiring you to actually M1 enemies more than you used to. I've seen a lot of people saying that these changes have nerfed my PvE build, although this just isn't true. Sure, it's not as strong as it was in its prime, but overall, my build that prioritizes M1s and mantras is still able to deal a ton of damage. This isn't a particularly fast run, but as you can see, we're already about to arrive at Chaser in under 3 minutes, which is pretty good. Now, I'm getting pretty unlucky with my crazy slots here, so I'm just gonna have to keep rolling for that. But as you saw recently, I took damage, so I'm going to be one-cycling Chaser here without any Chain of Perfection stacks. Alright, there we go, finally got the axe. That was way too much rolling. I even corrupted my bell for this. Alright, let's pop all our buffs, Auto Scream, Flame Within, and alright, perfect, we landed the right combo on Chaser. Another thing they did change about my build recently is removing the 0-cycle tech that I used to be able to do. You used to be able to use Rending Impact and Bulldozer to apply a lot of knockdown to Chaser. This essentially meant that you could build max chain before the fight even started. However, this was nerfed. It doesn't matter though, since I never really needed it to one-cycle grip to begin with. Alright, let's Auto Scream, not get hit, and let's kill Chaser. Alright, all of our mantras are going out. Spine Cutter. Alright, and he's dead. Unfortunately, I didn't react fast enough to be able to actually grip him, but it is still possible to one-cycle grip Chaser with no Chain of Perfection stacks on this build. Yeah, this is the best PvE build in the game. Super strong, a lot of damage, and I did that run incredibly fast. So as a whole, these PvE changes have been pretty healthy for the game, making mage builds a lot more balanced, while making people actually have to M1 enemies a lot more. And as you just saw, my Godslayer version 4 is still as strong as ever. As long as you pop your buffs and fight the boss correctly, you can still get some insane damage with this build. This has been a little bit of a different video to what I've done in a while. I haven't just went into layer 2 and yapped in quite a bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and found my perspective useful. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and join my Discord if you want the build or any future ones I'm cooking up. Anyways, check out some more PvE content, and I'll see you all next time.